Hi, welcome back to the channel. So as many of you may know, National Novel Writing Month is coming back around the corner. This year, November 2022, we'll see yet another iteration of the popular writing challenge for writers, because who else is going to participate in a writer challenge? The writers. And I want to let you guys know that my NaNoWriMo basic template that I have for Scrivener that I've been using since 2019, I've given it yet another update for 2022. So if you have previous editions, either 2019 or 2021, I'm pleased to let you know that you now have more features coming up if you would like to check them out. Now, normally I post this right before November, but due to the fact that this new template has some features that are useful prior to November, I wanted to go ahead and get this out to you earlier. Also, the more important thing is I have a new resource library that I'm putting all my templates on that I want to show you guys before I wrap this up. Assuming I put out another video prior to this, you may already know about the template resource library. I'm actually recording this video before I do that video, but I think this one's going out after, so either way you may have seen it, maybe not, but I'll show you anyway in the event that you haven't. But anyway, this new version does bring in a couple new features, so before I spoil this for you, I just want to remind you what this template is about. This obviously is a Scrivener document that's designed to help you maximize your NaNoWriMo writing time, whether you're doing the core challenge in November or one of the camp challenges in July or April, in that particular order. And if you do wish to use this template, it's actually really easy. All you got to do is use the targets up here, and then you adjust what you want your target to be. So November is default to 50,000, but if you're doing April or July, you can change it to whatever you want, since that's how Camp NaNoWriMo works. And then, of course, you can track your progress down in the target box down here. My other videos on using the template will go in more in depth and how that all works. So I do encourage you guys to check those out. I don't remember which one is more in depth, but just check them both out. It's, again, the basic NaNoWriMo templates videos. And I'll put a link in the description so you can go check them out. But I do have an updated how to use for this edition, because I got a lot more links now that's useful to you. So you can still do the blog follow and all that, but I also have a new link to my author site. At some point I will be uploading these templates to my author site. I don't know when. As of this recording, they're not up there yet, because I do want to make a special page for them. But if you want to keep up to date with them through a nicer format than my old blog, ugly WordPress default thing, you can certainly come over here. I'll make it look nicer, or I'll try. The other thing I have here is my Smart Page bio link. This is where you can find all my social media links and just some of my highlighted articles, and of course links to my favorite books for special occasions. So do keep that in mind. And then down here you're going to see I've added a new section for a project page. So by clicking on that, what you're going to do is you'll actually come to a roadmap, and let me see if I have it queued up here. So this is the new roadmap for the NaNoWriMo basic template for Scrivener, and this is where you can actually tell me what features you would like to see for a future update. Do bear in mind I usually write these for annual updates, so I just released 2022. Unless there's some really cool feature that I want to get into this version, you probably won't see any new updates until 2023. But it doesn't mean I'm not willing to collect ideas. So what you do is, if you're interested in participating and sharing your ideas, first of all, you can check out the summary in case you need a reminder of what this even is, and you see the old video here. But what you do is you go into the ideas section, and then you actually look at the ideas that are posted. If you like it, you upvote, and of course they'll go green for you if you do. If you want to give me a new submission, you just type your title here, post how or what you want in it here, and then submit. And then, of course, if you have other ideas you see that you like, you just vote on them. I posted one myself because I think that some of you may want this in the future. You can see for yourself what that is. Of course, if you click on it, you can see more details. And then if you want to add a comment to it, you just click over here and add a comment. Tell me why you think I should put that in. And just, again, I'm kind of running out of ideas and things to put into this template, so this is the other reason why I created this roadmap. So if you guys have things you really want, you need to know, so tell me. And then, of course, there's an update section. This is where I post all the new release features. If there's any updates I have coming up, maybe I do have a new release coming earlier than usual. Maybe I've got one for Cat NaNoWriMo that's useful to you. So this is where you would come and find out all the latest news, independent of my blog or YouTube channel. And then, of course, you can subscribe to updates if you wish to find out what's coming and when. And then if you like the article, just vote on a smiley or tell me what write your feedback. Not that this post needs that, but it's there if you wish. So that's important to know if you want to find out more about this particular roadmap, or if you want to contribute more ideas to the future of this template. And again, that's what this is for. And you can see again what I've added over on this side. So do check it out. So next we have the Story Tools and Templates resource library, which is where all new updates will go for all my tools and templates, including the basic template for NaNoWriMo. When you click on there, of course, you'll go into this new Beacon resource library. It looks a little bit like this. This is actually the back end, so yours will look a little bit different. But essentially what you'll do is you'll go down and select the one you want. And when you click it, it'll give you an opportunity to get the resource. I've turned off subscription and email, all that stuff. This platform does allow me to turn on email signatures if that's what I want in order to pass off the resource, but I figured you guys don't need to go through that. If you want to be subscribed to updates, just go to the roadmap tool if they're looped in that I just showed you, and you can get all the updates there, and that way you're not going to be spammed with a bunch of stuff you don't care about. It's going to be literally just about the resource update. So I just want to make this easy for you guys. It's just, grab it. It's anytime. I've put a little filter over the graphic to keep it from being less boring. So that's what all this obviously this little red mark is not part of the official document, but you can see a little bit what's in there, which you'll be able to see here momentarily. But yeah, that's the basic template there, and then you'll see some of my other templates. I just updated my Kindle Vella book tracker with beta 4B, which just gives you some nicer formatting and all that. I think I've talked about that in another video, but if not, you can always grab that if you're interested. But what's more important here is you have both the Scrivener 1 and Scrivener 3 editions for this particular template are available. Now, in the event that you don't want this edition here, if you'd rather have an older version, either the 2019 or 2021 edition, because maybe you feel like things are getting too complicated and you'd rather just stick to the classics, then you can get one of the Story Tools archives. Pretty similar format there. It's just instead of going through this page, you're going to go through a more generic archives page. It won't be as fancy looking as this, but you'll still get anything you want from all my older templates, including the old Kindle Vella templates, the old story planning general updates, and then of course these. And you'll notice that Alpha 2 is still here. I'm planning on getting Alpha 3 up any day now, so this may be Alpha 3 by the time you get here. Not sure when that's going to go live, but I mean, I'm hoping to get that done soon. So it's part of the master plan, but we'll see how things go. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the features. So over here, you may notice I've added 2 new tabs. So this is going to be the Getting Story Ideas tab. If you're familiar with my book ideas generator, this is basically a link to that. I've got other videos about it. Essentially what you do, it's just like the same thing we just looked at with the road mapping tool. It's a place to share ideas. It works the same way as the feedback looped in thing that we just saw. The difference is here you'll actually post ideas for yourself or for readers, and get votes or share votes, whatever you want to do. This is where you want to go to be able to get ideas and exchange them. If you participate, unfortunately, there's a lot of people showing up and not a lot of people doing anything on the board. I've got a few votes now on the cards, even though there's nothing in the cards. I'm not sure why people are voting for things that aren't actually what the tool is about. But I mean, I don't understand how people think sometimes. So the idea is you got to go into the ideas section, and then once you're in there, which is over here, you can start pasting ideas and then getting votes. It works best when you use the tool. It also works good when you invite others to use it. It's a great way to exchange ideas, but anyway, it's there. It's the one resource I have where you can get ideas from other sources, and not just any idea. Maybe wondering why there's no AI generation tool yet. I do say yet because I do have ideas for integrating one. But the reason why I'm focusing on the exchange idea, not on the flat out AI generation idea, is because I think it's better to actually find out what readers want and not what a computer tells you should write. Because, if the AI generation comes up with a really, unique idea, there's no guarantee anyone is going to actually want to read that idea. The purpose of this exchange board is that people might actually want to tell you what they want to read, in which case then you can write according to the market rather than writing according to a robot's idea. So that's why I haven't really gone all out on doing an AI generated tool. Although I do have my vast tool resource that I've been picking up the last couple of years. One of them is an AI generated tool set. So I am trying to figure out how to integrate that, because eventually I would like to put that into the NaNoWriMo template and in the of course the book ideas generator page. So maybe for 2023, that's why I put the ideas in the roadmap, because it is something, if it gets better, I would like to probably integrate that. So I do think it's kind of the future. There's no point in not integrating it if it's not the future, or if it is the future. You know what I mean. But anyway, assuming you have ideas that you got from the book ideas generator, or from other sources, or you just come up with a bunch of good ones here. The next thing we have here is the ideas under construction, and so this is where you'll post whatever ideas that you have into this left column here. And then over on the right, you're going to comment on whether or why you want the idea, why you like the idea, but then you're also going to rank it. So if you have a list of ideas on here, but there's some that you like more than others, and you can actually give them rankings. And the one that ends up getting number one is the one you would likely use for this year's NaNoWriMo. So that's sort of the idea behind the ideas chart. So come up with a bunch of them and then pick your favorite. And then the other thing too that's nice about that is if you stay on this particular model for the next couple of years, you'll have ideas already in the queue for the future. So, and of course, if you get the 2023 edition, whatever ends up being in that, you can always copy this over and start over. But anyway, that's sort of the purpose here, is to write your ideas so you can decide when to write what. And then if you have something that you finished NaNoWriMo, but you want to start a new idea and you got plenty of year left, then just go to your next idea and then make it a regular story, or you can do a Camp NaNoWriMo with your next idea. Anyway, those are the updates for the major updates for this particular section, for the planning section. I don't think I have anything new in the quick and dirty section or in the tracking. These are pretty much what they always are, if I recall. And then of course after NaNoWriMo, that's the same. So if you have the 2021 edition, you have these last three. There's nothing new here. Same thing with the draft days, nothing new here. Same thing with the continuation, nothing new here. I will in a minute. Anyway, the other thing that I'm adding, it's brand new to 2022, is the social media planner. So this section here is if you want to keep your fans up to date about what you're doing for NaNoWriMo, this section will give you a place to plan your campaigns. So you got an instruction board here, just kind of a basic overview of what to use here. And then of course you have the social media sections where you'll actually plan out what you want to do. So I have, for this particular year, got plans for Facebook, Twitter, until I queued this up prior to the video. Facebook, Twitter, and then YouTube are the top three that I've got. And then I also have a general posting for all the other platforms. The thing is, I don't use Pinterest or Instagram or TikTok or any of the other popular ones, but I figured some of you out there might. So what I did is I made this easy to adapt to the other platforms. There might be other features that they have that I don't know about. I know Instagram's primarily a photo section, so you may want to change a couple of these posting ideas to image type or whatever you want to do, image idea, concept image, whatever you want to do. I'm trying to give you some freedom to do that. But the way essentially this will work, I'll go to the Facebook as the example here. The way this technically works is up here you have the post ideas. So if you're not sure what you should post throughout the month, Then this is a planner to kind of give you some ideas on what to post and when. So you'll see here I have prep your audience for NaNoWriMo by telling them you're about to start a new project. Do that on October 25th. I figure if you start 7 days out, that'll give you a good run up to your planner for November. And then you'll see there's other ideas as you go down. You introduce your character, villain, conflict, and then of course talk more about NaNoWriMo itself if they're not familiar with the concept. And just go on until you get into the November series. And then of course you can talk about your progress. And I do have some ideas for progress challenges and whatnot. And then down here, you'll see there's an actual template where you can post your sequence ideas. So this will typically work the same way you do the day by day posting, but rather than inundate the section with all of your posting ideas, you'd actually treat this more like the tracking elements where you have your journal. So basically you'll fill in the gaps here. So like instead of writing Facebook page or a group, you'll say Facebook page, or you'll say Facebook group. Here you can do morning, afternoon, or evening. Pick the one you want for this particular posting. If you want to pick an actual time, that can be fine too. If you know there's a time that works well, just list it over here. You could always write 10 o'clock if you want, whatever works for you. And then down here, what the follow-up post same day is basically, are you going to have more than one post on this platform? It doesn't mean do you have one for Facebook, one for Twitter, and so on. It means are you going to have 2 or more for Facebook on that day? If the answer is yes, say yes. If no, just write no. And in the event that you do have more than one post, you're going to let us or let yourself know which one in the sequence this one is. Is this your first one, your second one, your third one, etc.? Write that down. And then for goal, you just kind of want to give yourself an overview, like what are you trying to accomplish with this post? You want to announce it to your fans, you try to engage them, get them interested. Is there something here that we haven't listed? Remember that you're going to base it off of whatever your idea is. It doesn't have to be anything here, but if you have a good idea for engagement, label it here so you know what it's about. If you want to color code it, you can do that. I didn't put anything like that in the template, but you can do that if you'd like. You have a section for hashtag. You don't really need hashtags for Twitter or for Facebook. You do for Twitter, but I know Facebook accepts hashtags. So if you want to do a hashtag for Facebook, you can. It's here for you if you want. My original idea was to give a bunch of writing-related hashtags, but honestly, you can Google them. Maybe for 2023, I'll put a link for the different relevant hashtags per platform. I just wanted to get this out and figure that's one more bit of research that there's no reason you can't research what works for you. I don't really know what works for you, but you do, so pick the ones that work best. But this is just a reminder that you can write down your preferred hashtags there. And of course, post would be the actual content you're putting down. Facebook's had a much more lenient length, so there's no worry about posting length. I do think you go up to 5,000, but 5,000 characters, but are you really going to need that much? I hope not. Then you have the scheduler. If you have a particular scheduler you like using for particular post formats, you can just list which one you're using. This is only if you have more than one. If you have just the one, I mean, list that. Or if you don't plan to use any, if you want to just post, at the moment, you can do that. The reason why I suggest using a social media scheduler is A, it won't interfere with your writing time if you need to get it out at a particular time, but also you can post to multiple social media at once. So if you, like what I have is I've got one that sends to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and I can do the same post to all three if I want. I mean, I don't have to, but it does make it easier for me to see what goes out when. And I have two different schedulers. I have one called Post a Plan and one called Akoya. Neither one's like well known. I got them off of AppSumo a while back. And there's others out there that you can get there if you want. If you have like Socialmonials or any of those, you can. That all does the same. I know Facebook Meta has its own scheduler on there. So if you want to use Facebook Meta Scheduler or Meta Facebook, whatever it's called, you can use the one for the Facebook page. You can use their own native scheduler if you want. and but just list it what you want here, and then of course same to all platforms. If you're gonna put the same post on all the platforms, just say yes or no. You can also do a split, same on all platforms. Maybe yes to some, no to some, whatever you want to say. There's a note here, copy paste the above template. That way, just it reminds you this is just one copy for the before. Ideally, you're going to keep track of your campaign based on the run up to NaNoWriMo, what you do during NaNoWriMo, and then what you do after. And that's sort of the design here. So that's Facebook. Twitter is very similar. I don't think I need to explain any of these. You'll notice I gave different ideas. Like you'll see drinks here. If you want to talk about what you're drinking while you're writing, that's always fun, for people. For me, it's usually coffee or water, maybe a soft drink. I don't do alcohol, except I might do it on a Friday night, maybe. But it's got to be something good if I'm going to do a Friday night cocktail. But anyway, Twitter is basically the same thing. You'll notice out in the ideas plan, I have more options here. Twitter is a faster cycling program. It gets lost a lot quicker. I think they say the cycle is about 24 minutes before it goes away. So this one gives you options for more posts per day. So you might introduce the character first, you're still going to do the announcement. You might do your character first, and then the profession or his situation he's in. Then the next day you might do the villain, and then the villain's goal for the 2 points. And as you can see, it just goes on more and more. Most Twitter posts have at least 2 per day. There's a couple of these that have 3. But again, if you have a planner, you can plan all this stuff out ahead of time. And then if it's for the daily challenges where you're not going to know what to write, you can certainly have a template ready to go. So you can just plug in the numbers and then post them as you go. And that way, you're not losing too much time talking to your audience while still, you're not losing time writing while trying to talk to your audience. I hope that makes sense. The last one I have here that's native is the YouTube section. And so with YouTube, you'll notice the ideas are a little different because it's based on video. You can still post community posts like you can Facebook and Twitter. And some schedulers will actually allow you to post community updates to YouTube. So you can still use the basic mix match for your for Facebook, Twitter, if you want to do the community post. But if you do a video, this is going to give you an idea of things you can do for your YouTube channel. You can probably duplicate this for TikTok if you're going to do a TikTok channel. Again, I don't use TikTok. I know TikTok's a much different format. It's shorter. I think you get 3 minutes for it. So you may want to do different goals for your TikTok ideas. But the premise is the same. I think with TikTok, though, you'll probably target smaller announcements or do things more in more interesting ways. For your post ideas, you might want to mention style, attitude, things like that, in order to be more relevant for TikTok. Because again, TikTok and YouTube are a little different, unless you do the YouTube Shorts, in which case you could actually should have put YouTube Shorts on here. Oh well, too late. But anyway, whatever you end up doing. Again, same basic format. The YouTube channel, though, has a few extra elements to it, including sections for the title and categories. Remember, YouTube is a search engine, so you'll want to post categories to your video and make sure that they match NaNoWriMo or other ideas that are relative to the video you're posting. You can target a short video or a long one. I just kind of gave a round about at 10 minutes. Some people typically tune out after 10. I know that's true with my channel, and I'm sure it's true with this video. So I think I'm over 10 by now. But if you have a target length, you can certainly mention that here. If you want to actually write down what your time actually ends up being when you're done producing it, you can do that here as well. Whatever you want to do is all good. Again, you have the social media scheduler. This will not work for videos, but it should work for posting. But YouTube has its own scheduler, so you can still plan for when to post it. And actually, I probably should have put a section for when to post. No, I do have that, time to post. You can just change it to the actual time. So anyway, again, you have the same thing during and after. And then for the general, just again, adapt it to whatever format you use. It all should work fine. So the other thing I want to show you guys is this is the Scrivener 3 template, but I do have one for the old classic Scrivener 1. So if you go over here, this is the Scrivener 1 edition. It's all the same stuff, same design. Anyway, that's essentially everything there is to do with the Scrivener latest NaNoWriMo template, which again you can get at the resource library that I showed you earlier. Again, it's here. This is the 2022 Scrivener 1 edition. This is 2022 Scrivener 3. Just click on it and get the resource, and you can get to work on it right away. And you'll access it from my blog currently. That's where you'll see all the latest updates. So I will be posting the original link in the description below. So you may have a couple extra clicks to go through to find it, but it will take you here eventually. So just go ahead and follow the path. If you want any of these other templates, go ahead and grab them. Once again, the story tools and templates will be the official location for all the latest updates. And then if you want older stuff, go to my archives. Just show you that real quick if I can. It's going to be here in my resource libraries here in the tool archives. All right, so this is the where you'll find all the archive. Again, it's a much plainer library, but it all works the same. Oh, and the other thing is you can filter your search. If this ends up becoming ridiculously large over time, you can select what you want to find just by clicking on the little boxes here. So like if you just want Scrivener 1, you'll click it. It's not going to show it in the back end. I have to go to the official link here. But once you click these buttons, it'll pare it down to just the ones you want. So that's worth knowing. Anyhow, let me know what you think of the new edition. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all the things YouTubers tell you to do. If you want to have people follow your campaign using this particular version of Scrivener basic template, NaNoWriMo basic template, go ahead and put your whatever you want down in the comments. You know, if you have a particular hub where we can follow your progress, go ahead and list it. Don't give us links to your YouTube channel. Give us your website or whatever, your blog. I think that's okay. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if that's okay. Tell us what you're doing, and we'll find you somehow. If you have a YouTube channel, we'll click your name maybe. Anyway, all right, that's it for today. And just I hope you guys do well with NaNoWriMo this year if you choose to participate. I don't know if I will be participating because I feel like I'm overwhelmed with everything else. So I'm probably going to skip 2022 this year. I know 2021, I only ended up with barely more than 1,000 words for the story. I just had too much else to keep up with. So probably going to be the same this year. So I probably won't be doing anything like that this time around. But yeah, let me know what you guys are doing. And, you know, post your progress updates if you want. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. But that's it. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, just go to the roadmap so you let me know what else you want for this thing, for the next update. That's it. See you next time. Bye.